Hi, year one, and welcome to your science lesson today. So Mrs. Savage here, and I am going to do the lesson today for Braille, Dyson, and Hopper. So here we go. So what I need you to do first is to fill out your daily observation of the weather. So if you haven't done that yet, check the weather, look outside, and draw the symbol that you think would represent the best for that weather, okay? Now, let me get my screen ready. So make sure you've completed your weather observation. Now, what I'd like you to do is if you want, you can listen to the Four Seasons song. So the link is on the screen, but it's also on the task sheet. So that's kind of a fun song to learn about the seasons. So our objective today is, can I sort pictures into the correct season? Okay, so this is what we're going to be looking at. So how do we know when it is a different season? So think about your five senses. So remember we learned about this in the autumn. We have our sight, hearing, taste, touch, and smell. So what do we wear? Let's have a think. What do we wear in the different seasons? So if it was winter, what would we be wearing? I'd have my hat, my scarf, my gloves. I'd be all wrapped up warm, wouldn't I? If it was the summer and it was really sunny, I would be wearing maybe a cap to keep the shade off. I wouldn't be wearing a long sleeve. So we wear different things in the season. So as well, I don't know about you, but I actually have two jackets. I have a jacket that I wear in the autumn. So that would be a jacket that keeps me warm and maybe from the rain, but it's not too thick. Then when it gets to be winter, I have my big thick coat that I wear. So how do we know when it's a different season? What about our sight? We can use our eyes, can't we? And we can look around and we can see. So when I see the leaves falling from the trees, what type of trees? Deciduous trees, then we know that it is autumn, the leaves are falling. If I use my sight and I see snow, that can actually happen in a couple of seasons. But what season does it usually snow in? Well done, winter. What about our hearing? I can tell you, actually, this morning, my son woke up really early and I thought, oh dear. I said, why are you up so early? And he said, Mommy, you left the window open. He said, I could hear the birds chirping, and the chirping woke him up. And that made me think, wow, yeah, we don't actually hear birds chirping often in the winter. And I thought, it's becoming springtime soon. In about a month, it will be spring. So, well, less than a month. So I thought, that's right. It's coming to spring. I could use my hearing to hear the tweeting of the birds. What about smell? Sense of smell is trickier, but think about maybe in the autumn when you're near a bonfire for bonfire night. You can smell maybe the burning of the fire, or maybe some fresh cut grass. I actually quite like that smell. That would be more in the springtime, wouldn't it? And then we have touch. So you might think of touching snowflakes, or maybe when you touch some lovely flowers that have bloomed, or you get to pet maybe a baby animal that's been born. So we can use our five senses to decide what season it is. So I also have on the task sheet, and here on this link is a video of the four seasons. And I want you to watch what happens to the plants and the animals in the weather in those four seasons. So if you haven't done that, watch that video from the task sheet, or you can copy it from here as well. So let's review quickly. What season is this picture? Well done. I heard you all say winter. What season is this picture? Spring. Well done. This picture? Summer. And this picture? Well done. It is autumn. Okay, so when we talk about each season, there are five things that I want us to think about. So the first is I want us to think about the weather. What is the weather like in each season? Number two, what do plants and animals look like? So we know in the winter, deciduous trees don't have any leaves, but in the summer, they have lots of leaves. Or animals, you think about maybe a sheep. In the winter, there might be lots of wool on the sheep. And then when it gets to be spring and summer, they shave all the wool off So your animals might look different in different seasons. The months of the year in that season. Now, this is a tricky one because when it changes into a new season, it's usually near the end, the 20th or the 21st of the month. But there's kind of an order that we do. So when we talk about the months of the year in each season, we usually say that, so I'll start with now. So we have March. So we have March, April, and May. That is spring. And then June, July, August, that is summer. And you can always remember, when do you go back to school? When do you start school at the beginning of the school year? September. So we always say September, October, November. Those are the seasons in autumn. And then we say December, January, and February. Those are the 3 seasons of winter. So we are in the very beginning of March right now. And then we have the spring begins on the 20th of March. So only about 2 and a bit weeks. And then it will be officially be springtime. The length of day and the daylight. Some of you wrote this on your cold task, and I was really impressed. So we're going to be talking about and learning about this half term, the length of the day. So when it's winter, when it's right in the middle of winter, the length of the daylight is very short. So it might only start to get light at 8 o'clock, and then by 4 o'clock, it's already getting dark. But in summer, it might be light out at 6:30 in the morning, and it would be light out till about 10 at night. So the day length also tells us what season it is. And the last one, what do we wear? So what do we wear in each season? If it was the middle of winter, I would not be wearing shorts outside. So we need to think about what we wear to help us decide what season it could be. So this is your activity. So on Tapestry, I have put this picture and this chart. So if you are able to, you don't need to, but if you have a printer at home, you can print them out and then cut them up and glue them in the right spots. If you don't have a printer, what you could do is you could just draw 4 squares on your paper, and then you can choose one and you can draw it in the box. So your activity is to sort and group the pictures and the words, days of the month, of the year, and put them in the correct season. So let me show you. So this is what you could do. So you make on your page, just divide it into 4, winter, spring, summer, autumn. And then you look at a picture and you think, that might be from winter. But if you want, if you don't have that, you can just draw it, okay? So you could just draw a tree and put it in here. And so I can't quite draw a snowy tree. But then what I might do is I might just write it in. I might write snowy tree. So you can decide what you want to do. So you can either draw the pictures in, you can write some words. So here I have a lamb, and I know that a lamb usually is born in springtime. So let's go through each picture. I've got here snowy trees. Here I've got a little cat, but I can tell what season it is by looking at the color of the leaves. And this picture, I've got a pumpkin, a carved pumpkin. So that event happens in a certain season. Now this one, well, I know lots of children could have ice creams all the time in the year, but this one's going to be when it's really, really hot. You get a nice ice cream. Here I have some children out in a swimming pool. What season would that be? Here I have some leaves that have changed color. What season would that be? Here I have Santa Claus. So what event does that happen? And what season does that happen in? And think about what month it is. I have a man skiing in the snow. So what season would you go skiing in? I've got all these flowers. They're just starting to blossom and grow. So what season do we see flowers start to grow in? I've got a family having a really nice picnic in the hot sun, the beach, going to the beach, a lamb being born, a snowy picture. Here we have some daffodils and some chicks. So what season do we usually see daffodils and chicks? And then I have a picture of some leaves that have fallen. And then I have the months of the year. So what I would like you to do is take each picture, either draw it in the correct season, or you can write it in if you want. You could write skiing, or baby lamb, and you can write it in the correct season. So you want you to take the pictures, draw them or write them in which season you think they belong, and then try and put the months of the year in the correct boxes. Okay, so I would give you a clue. I'm going to write in here, I know that August is in the summer. So I would write August in the summertime. Okay, so take the pictures, look at them. If you want to add your own, you can. Like for the summertime, you might want to draw a picture of yourself in the summer. So just draw me some pictures, put me some words, some vocab, and the months of the year, and then take a picture and put it on Tapestry. Okay, thanks. Bye.